How America's greatest monster was born. Deep in the forests of North America, something has been watching us for centuries. Not a ghost, not a myth, but a presence older than roads, older than cities, older than America itself. They call it Bigfoot, a towering figure covered in hair. Silent, elusive, and always just beyond reach. But Bigfoot was not always a monster. Before the headlines, before the blurry footage, before the name. This is the story of how Bigfoot became Bigfoot. Not just where the legend came from, but why it refuses to die. Tonight, we begin at the very beginning. If you enjoy long-form mysteries, forgotten history, and America's darkest legends, subscribe now and stay until the end. Some stories change everything you think you know. Long before settlers reached North America, the forests already had guardians. Native American tribes across the continent told stories of wild men. Hair-covered giants, forest people, beings that walked like men but were not human. The Salish called them Sasquatch. The Choctaw feared the Bopali. The Cherokee warned children about the Tsul'kalu', a towering creature that lived deep in the mountains. These are not campfire monsters. They were warnings. Respect the forest, or the forest will notice you. Bigfoot did not begin as entertainment. He began as law. The stories were consistent. Too consistent. Massive footprints. A powerful stench. Eyes that reflected moonlight. These beings avoided villages. But watch them. Elders said they could imitate human voices. That they stole food. That they punished hunters who took more than they needed. To the tribes, these creatures were not monsters. They were neighbors. And neighbors are only dangerous when boundaries are crossed. Then came the settlers. Axes, railroads, gunfire echoing through untouched land. The forest shrank. The mountains were cut open. And suddenly, the sightings began. In 1811, explorers recorded massive tracks. In the 1800s, loggers spoke of something throwing stones at camps. By the early 1900s, newspapers began printing stories they didn't understand. What Native Americans respected. America tried to conquer, and the forest answered. If you're still watching, comment below. Do you believe Bigfoot is flesh and blood, or was something else entirely? Your answers matter more than you think. In 1958, everything changed. A logging site in California discovered enormous footprints pressed deep into the mud. Too large to fake. Too perfect to ignore. Newspapers needed a name. They called it Bigfoot. And just like that, a guardian became a monster. The name spread faster than the truth ever could. One creature could not explain the sightings. Different sizes, different behaviors, different regions. What if Bigfoot was never alone? Witnesses reported smaller figures, pairs, entire families moving through forests, sons, daughters, bloodlines hidden in the trees. Not a monster, a species. What if Bigfoot hides? Not because he wants to, but because he must? Forests destroyed, habitats erased, humans everywhere. The greatest monster in America may simply be the last of his kind, watching the world that forgot him. Bigfoot survives because he represents something we lost. Silence. Mystery. A world not built for us. As long as forests stand, Bigfoot will remain. If this story kept you watching until now, you're part of something rare. Like the video, subscribe, and share this with someone who still believes the forest is watching. This was only the beginning. For something that is supposed to be a myth, Bigfoot leaves behind an unusual amount of evidence. Footprints too large for any known animal. Strides too long for a human to replicate. Depth in the soil that suggests immense weight. Some prints show dermal ridges. Patterns similar to human fingerprints. Too detailed to be a joke. Too consistent to be coincidence. Hair samples were collected. Sounds were recorded. Shelters were discovered deep in forests where no human should be living. And yet, nothing definitive. No body. No bones. No captured specimen. Bigfoot exists in the space between proof and denial. Enough evidence to question reality. Not enough to end the debate. And perhaps that is exactly why he survives. Over the decades, many have tried to find Bigfoot. Hunters, scientists, soldiers, explorers. Some went in with cameras, others with weapons. Most came back with stories. Some came back silent. There are accounts of search teams feeling watched, of equipment malfunctioning without explanation, of seasoned outdoorsmen refusing to return to certain areas without saying why. Those who mock the legend often forget one thing. You don't need to believe in Bigfoot to fear the forest. And many who went looking for answers found questions instead. What if Bigfoot is not hiding? What if he is simply avoiding us? The same way we avoid danger? He knows the land better than we ever could, moves through terrain we struggle to survive in, lives where technology fails. Perhaps Bigfoot is not primitive. Perhaps he is adapted to silence, to patience, to a world without witnesses. In that case, the mystery is not how Bigfoot escaped us. The mystery is why we assume everything must be found. Every culture creates monsters, not to frighten, but to explain. Bigfoot reflects something uncomfortable, a reminder that humans are not in control, that nature does not belong to us, that something older still walks the land. In an age of satellites and surveillance, Bigfoot represents the last unknown, and that terrifies us. Because if Bigfoot is real, then the world is still bigger than we thought. Bigfoot did not begin as a monster. He began as a warning, a guardian, a presence. And over time, as forests fell and cities grew, we changed the story. We turned respect into fear, mystery into ridicule, silence into noise. But legends do not die because they are false. They die when they are forgotten. As long as forests stand, as long as people feel watched in the wilderness, as long as footprints appear where no one should be walking, Bigfoot will remain, not as a monster, but as a reminder that some things were never meant to belong to us. If you stayed with this story until the end, you understand something most people don't. The forest is not empty. Like the video, subscribe, and share this with someone who still believes there are mysteries left in the world. This was not the end. It was only the beginning.